Today's video is about flirting. I'm your professor, Dr. Jennie Rosier. Let's get started. So what is flirting? Flirting is any attempt that one person makes, any communicative or nonverbal attempt that someone makes towards another person, trying to elicit something. So interestingly, researchers have shown that we're not always trying to flirt to start a relationship or to initiate sexual contact. In fact, there are lots of reasons that we flirt with other people. The 5 main reasons that researcher Henningsen in 2004 has come up with are sexual reasons, relational reasons, fun, exploring, esteem, and instrumental. So sexual reasons is just that. We flirt to initiate sexual contact. Relational reasons, we flirt to initiate or maintain a relationship that we want or already have. Fun is just that. We flirt to have fun, which is what a lot of people do when they're flirting. People also flirt to explore or to see if something could happen with another person. People additionally flirt to boost their own self-esteem, to make themselves feel better. If we flirt with someone and they flirt back, it makes us feel good. And we also flirt for instrumental reasons or to get something from someone. You know the movie clip where the woman flirts with the man so that he will buy her a drink at a nightclub. So that would be an instrumental reason to flirt with someone. There are 2 main findings that I think are really interesting from Henningsen's research. The first one is that men tend to attribute sexual motivations to flirting, and women tend to attribute relational and fun motivations to flirting. So what's wrong with that, right? Well, this could be a big problem, right? This could cause a lot of miscommunication between men and women. If men think that they are flirting and that everyone else is flirting with a sexual motivation, and women think that they're just flirting to have fun, that could be really problematic. There are lots of things that men and women can do to figure out or to make sure that they are communicating what they intend to communicate. So this doesn't mean that men never flirt for fun, and it doesn't mean that women never flirt for sexual contact. It just means that the majority of the time that women are flirting, they're not trying to have sex. And the majority of time that men are flirting, they are. And they think other people are, which is also a big reason why so many people who are in relationships experience jealousy, especially men, when a woman flirts with other people. The woman is looking at it as, oh, I'm just flirting to have fun, where her boyfriend or partner is looking at it as, oh, is she trying to have sex with someone else? And so this can cause a lot of problems. One of the things, ladies, that you can do to make sure that you're not sending the wrong message is to not touch someone when you are flirting with them. This happens a lot. Women will flirt with someone and they'll go, oh, you're so, touch their shoulder, oh, their arm, you're so funny, right? Oh, that was hysterical. Women will touch other people, other men or other women, lots of times when they're flirting. If sexual initiation is not part of your goals when you're engaging in flirting, try to refrain from touching another person, because especially if you're touching a man, that tends to send a message that that is the reason why you are flirting with them. So just a little tip. So why is flirting important? Well, it's important because it could start a relationship with someone. And if you're already in a relationship with someone, it can keep things interesting and fun and playful, and it can help maintain or intensify the relationship that you're already in. You know, we need relationships. Whether you think you need a romantic relationship or not, might be different from person to person, but We all want to be in close contact and have relationships with other people, romantic or platonic. And flirting can help us achieve that goal and maintain those relationships once they start. Now, why is flirting difficult? Well, because it requires some risk and some vulnerability. And it can be scary because what if you're rejected, right? What if you flirt with someone and they go, ugh, get away from me? That's really scary. So we don't want to do that. And so there's always a risk involved with flirting. It also could make the other person, when you flirt with them, it could make them think things of you that you don't want them to think of you, right? And that could change based on the way that you flirt, what you say, what you do with your body while you flirt, how forward you are, how not forward you are. And it can cause the person to make judgments about you, and that's really scary because while we all love to judge other people, we don't like to be judged by other people. So I have 3 main techniques that I think can be helpful when you're trying to figure out how to flirt, especially if you're wanting to flirt to initiate sexual contact or initiate a relationship with someone. All right, so the first technique is to gain clearance, and this is where you want to make sure that the situation is appropriate. We shouldn't be flirting with people at a funeral, for example. You want to make sure that the person the target of your flirting is available. Are they dating someone? Do they have a wedding ring on? Are they near other people who could potentially be their partner? Do they look like they are open to be flirted with, right? If there are a bunch of women who are on a girls' night and they are with each other and they're like closely guarded and they don't look like they're trying to talk to other people, it's probably not a good idea for you to go up to that group and try to flirt with someone in the group. Likewise, if a man is standing there very close to another person, whether it is another male or a female, and it looks like they might be with that person, don't run the risk of figuring it out by going up and flirting with them. Make sure that you can gain clearance. The person looks available, they look open or welcome to your flirting advances, and the situation is an appropriate situation to flirt in. The second technique is to compliment. And so I have some tips for complimenting. Compliments can go a long way, but you could also be kind of boring with your compliments. So my tip is to compliment someone on something that they have chosen. So if you walk up to someone and say, "You have beautiful eyes," okay, there's a couple of issues with this compliment. Sure, it's nice to hear that my eyes are beautiful. Thank you very much. But if my eyes are actually beautiful, I've probably heard that one before, so you're not special. There's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is, I was born with these eyes. I haven't done anything to make my eyes look any certain way. And so, again, it's nice to hear that my physical appearance is nice, but I haven't done anything to change my eyes. It would be a nicer compliment to say, let's say that you're trying to approach someone in a restaurant or bar setting. It would be nicer to say, you're a really great dancer, right? They've probably worked really hard at becoming a good dancer, and so that's a better compliment. Or you could, if you know the person, I really like the way that you are with your friends. You're such a good friend. That is a much better compliment than "you have great eyes," which I've probably heard before, and which I don't have any control over. So think about complimenting someone on something that they have control over. But, it's always nice to hear the physical attribute compliments, but just know that that might not be the best compliment to lead with, and you should try to add in some other compliments that the person had control over, something that the person had control over. My third technique is to use humor. But there's a couple things that you need to be wary about. So if you've gone your whole life to this point and no one's ever said you were funny, maybe humor is not your MO. Maybe you should avoid using humor. But if you have been told before, oh, that's really funny, or you're really funny, maybe humor is a really great way to flirt with someone. So make sure that you stay positive, though. We don't really want crude humor, especially with someone that you just met. So stay positive, stay lighthearted, be appropriate, make sure that you're actually funny, and humor can go a really long way. It can be, you guys have seen people who flirt and use humor, and it can be really, really effective. So if you are someone who you think you could be funny, then go ahead, go forth and be funny. Just like there's lots of things that you can do when you're trying to flirt with someone, there are also some things that you should really work hard at avoiding. The first one is to avoid using inappropriate language early on. Now, this is sometimes hard for me because I do enjoy a good F-bomb here and there. But if you're trying to initiate a flirting interaction with someone, you should probably err on the side of avoiding using inappropriate language, because you don't know what the person's stance or values are about inappropriate language, and you don't want to put them off right away. You also want to not approach someone who is clearly taken. So if someone has a wedding ring on, if someone is with someone who they look like they are in a relationship with, you should not approach them. Just count your losses and try to flirt with someone else. Don't continue to flirt if you've been rejected. So if the person tells you that they are not interested, accept that. And again, move on. Don't try to continue to flirt with someone if they reject you. Don't overdo it by touching the target too much. We often do this when we're flirting with our friends. Like I said earlier, though, this could send the wrong message, and so you want to be careful who you are touching while you are flirting. Because if you're just trying to flirt to have fun, you don't want to send the message that you're trying to initiate sexual contact if you're not. So be careful not to touch the target too much, especially if your goal is not sexual initiation or relationship initiation, but also if it's someone you just met. We don't really want to touch people a whole lot when we've just met them. And the last thing is, don't flirt with multiple people at the same time, especially in the same place. If we can see you, we can see you flirting, you come and flirt with me, and then you go flirt with someone else, and then you go flirt with someone else. It's not going to bode well for you. So pick one person that you want to flirt with and try to work on creating whatever it is you're trying to create with that one person, whether it's just a fun interaction, a sexual interaction, or a relationship. Well, that's a wrap. I'm Dr. Jennie Rosier, Associate Professor of Communication Studies at James Madison University. I'm also the director of the RLH Project. You can find me on Instagram at Relationships Love Happiness or on Facebook at /Relationships Love Happiness. Thanks for watching.